Good morning, everyone, and thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm genuinely excited to dive deep into the RACSI responsibility charting model with you, a truly transformative approach to mastering organizational role clarity. In our time together, we'll uncover how clearly defining roles is more than just tidying up structure. It's a critical factor in elevating accountability at every level of your organization. We'll examine in detail how this model fosters stronger, more effective collaboration by eliminating confusion and overlaps, which often hinder teamwork. Beyond that, we'll see how it enhances process efficiency, making workflows smoother, faster, and more reliable. Throughout this session, you'll gain valuable insights and practical strategies that you can implement right away to improve how your teams operate and communicate. You'll learn to ensure everyone not only understands their specific responsibilities, but also recognizes how their role fits within the larger organizational goals. I'm really looking forward to guiding you on this exciting journey toward greater clarity, accountability, seamless collaboration, and improved overall performance. Together, we'll explore how mastering role clarity through the RACSI model can make a significant difference in your workplace. Let's get started and unlock these powerful benefits. In this presentation, we'll explore how organizations can achieve mastery and role clarity by implementing the RACSI responsibility charting model. The RACSI model is a powerful tool that helps precisely define and assign roles within a team or organization, which in turn boosts accountability, encourages stronger collaboration, and enhances the overall efficiency of processes. One of the key advantages of using RACSI is that it clearly delineates who is responsible, accountable, consulted, supporting, and informed for each task or process. This clarity removes confusion and prevents duplication of efforts, leading to smoother and more effective operations. The framework was developed by Dr. Jawad Sebaali, combining solid theoretical foundations with practical, real-world applications. This material is particularly designed to help leaders, managers, and professionals implement actionable strategies that clarify roles and ultimately drive better organizational performance. This training program is designed to provide you with a deep understanding of how to clearly define roles and responsibilities within your organization using the RACSI responsibility charting methodology. You'll learn how to identify and assign the key roles: responsible, accountable, consulted, supporting, and informed, which are essential for improving both accountability and collaboration across different teams. Throughout the course, we will focus on how to distinguish these roles clearly to avoid confusion and promote smoother communication. By the time you complete this training, you'll be fully capable of creating comprehensive RACSI charts that are tailored specifically to your organization's unique context. This means you will have the skills to not only assign roles effectively, but also resolve any conflicts that arise from overlapping responsibilities or misunderstandings. Additionally, by streamlining workflows through clear role definitions, you'll help improve operational efficiency and support smoother project execution. This course is especially valuable for a wide range of professionals such as team leaders, middle and senior managers, human resources specialists, process improvement experts, and anyone involved in organizational design or project management. The tools and techniques you gain here will help you eliminate ambiguity, increase clarity in role assignments, and foster more effective cooperation within your teams. Ultimately, the training will empower you to enhance accountability and build a collaborative environment where everyone understands their contributions and knows exactly what is expected of them. This clarity is key to driving better performance and stronger teamwork across your entire organization. Organizational role clarity is about more than just defining roles. It's the precise and clear communication of each individual's responsibilities and accountabilities within the company. It involves specifying exactly who is responsible for each task, determining the right timing for those tasks, and understanding how different tasks connect and interact across various teams and departments. This level of clarity plays a crucial role in reducing confusion and preventing both overlaps and gaps in task assignments, which are common pitfalls leading to inefficiency, employee frustration, and costly errors. By clearly outlining roles, organizations ensure that tasks are paired with the most suitable personnel, which helps operations run more smoothly and establishes clear accountability for outcomes. This clarity also fosters better alignment within teams, enabling stronger collaboration and a more cohesive working environment. Companies that prioritize organizational role clarity often experience significant improvements in productivity and overall process efficiency. Moreover, when everyone understands their specific functions and what is expected of them within the workflow, it not only enhances individual performance, but also contributes to achieving collective goals more effectively. In short, organizational role clarity is foundational to creating a well coordinated workplace where responsibilities are well defined, communication flows seamlessly, and teams can work together with confidence and purpose. When we talk about roles, we're referring to formal positions within an organization or team. These roles define the general area of influence or contribution expected from a person or group. For instance, a project manager's role is centered around overseeing projects, which gives a clear idea of their place within the structure. On the other hand, responsibilities are the specific tasks or duties assigned to that role. For a project manager, this could include planning schedules, managing resources, and tracking progress. However, some responsibilities, like approving budgets, might fall to another role, such as the finance team. Understanding this distinction between roles and responsibilities is crucial because it helps clarify who is accountable for what, avoids confusion or overlap, and ensures that tasks are effectively managed and completed. When roles within an organization are unclear, it creates significant confusion about who is actually responsible for specific tasks. This confusion can cause important work either to be neglected altogether or to be duplicated unnecessarily, which wastes valuable time and resources. For example, when nobody is sure who should take the lead on a project, tasks can fall through cracks or multiple people might end up doing the same job without realizing it. Beyond operational inefficiencies, ambiguity also deeply impacts employee motivation. When employees don't have a clear understanding of their roles or what's expected of them, it often leads to frustration and uncertainty, which in turn lowers morale throughout the team. This dip in motivation can ripple out and affect overall organizational energy and engagement. Another major consequence is the lack of accountability. Without defined responsibilities, mistakes and delays aren't easily identified or addressed. This slows down progress and reduces productivity across the board. A practical example is when customer support responsibilities are assumed by several different departments without coordination. This results in inconsistent customer experiences, which decreases customer satisfaction and can ultimately lead to losing business. That's why eliminating ambiguity in roles is so important. When everyone knows exactly what their responsibilities are, it helps maintain focus, improves efficiency, and enhances the service quality within the organization. Clear roles also help foster a more motivated, accountable workforce that can deliver better results consistently. RACSI responsibility charting is a practical tool that helps clarify and assign roles for every step of a project or process. It's built around 5 core role categories: responsible, accountable, consulted, supporting, and informed. This framework clearly defines how each person participates, which helps avoid confusion and overlapping responsibilities. The responsible individuals are the ones who actually carry out the work needed to complete tasks, actively involved in execution. The accountable person, on the other hand, has final ownership. They hold decision-making authority and approve outcomes to ensure the task is successfully completed. Using RACSI charts comes with several benefits. It systematically communicates who is involved and what's expected of them, strengthens accountability across the team, and creates clear communication channels, making the entire process more efficient and effective. A RACSI chart is made up of 3 essential components that work together to clarify roles and responsibilities within any process. First, we have the key tasks or process steps, which detail exactly what needs to be done. Second are the roles involved, representing the people or groups participating in those tasks. Third, and most importantly, is the explicit assignment of RACSI codes to each role for every specific task. These codes, responsible, accountable, consulted, supporting, and informed, define the nature of each role's involvement, ensuring there's no ambiguity about who is doing what. The main purpose of a RACSI chart is to provide a clear, visual matrix that maps out these roles against all the activities in the process. This level of clarity is hugely beneficial because it transforms complicated workflows into something transparent and easy to follow. When everyone knows their exact role and how they relate to others, managing tasks becomes much simpler and more efficient. It reduces the risk of overlaps, gaps, or miscommunication that can often cause delays or errors. To make this more concrete, think about an employee onboarding process. The chart would list all the steps involved, such as submitting necessary documents, completing orientation training, and provisioning access to required systems. Each step is then linked to specific RACSI roles assigned to the appropriate stakeholders, like human resources handling documentation, IT managing system access, and supervisors overseeing training completion. This structured approach not only streamlines communication between teams, but also helps align expectations across departments. By clearly outlining responsibilities, it minimizes misunderstandings and ensures everyone is on the same page, ultimately enabling smoother execution and easier monitoring of the entire process. In this way, a RACSI chart becomes an indispensable tool for coordinating complex activities effectively. Using RACSI responsibility charting brings several key benefits to an organization. First, it provides clear role assignments, which enhances accountability and encourages better teamwork. When everyone knows who is responsible and accountable, it helps minimize conflicts and prevents tasks from being duplicated or overlooked. It also speeds up decision-making by identifying exactly who needs to be consulted, ensuring relevant input is gathered promptly and avoiding delays. Additionally, RACSI promotes efficient use of resources by defining supporting roles, and it keeps all involved parties informed to maintain transparency throughout the process. Ultimately, organizations that consistently apply RACSI experience stronger ownership of tasks, fewer errors, quicker turnaround times, and improved communication, leading to smoother workflows and greater operational effectiveness. When we talk about roles within a project or task, it's crucial to clearly distinguish between being responsible and being accountable, as these two roles serve very different purposes. The responsible role is assigned to individuals or groups who are in the trenches, carrying out the actual work required to complete a specific task. These are the hands-on actors making sure that every step is done accurately and within the designated time frames. For instance, in the context of launching a product, the marketing team would be responsible for developing and designing the campaign materials, as well as executing all outreach activities to promote the launch. They're the ones actively doing the work to move things forward. On the other hand, the accountable role carries ultimate ownership of the task's success or failure. The person in this role is a decision maker who has authority to approve outcomes and is answerable for meeting the objectives. This means they are responsible for coordinating efforts and ensuring that everything aligns to achieve the desired result. Importantly, each task has exactly one accountable individual to prevent confusion, duplicate efforts, or conflicting decisions. Taking our product launch example again, the product manager is the one who is accountable, overseeing the entire launch process, making final decisions, and ensuring that all parts of the project come together smoothly and successfully. This clear separation helps maintain order and responsibility, ensuring that everyone knows their role and what is expected of them. RACSI brings clarity to accountability by clearly defining one person as accountable for each specific task, which is a critical aspect of effective project management. By designating a single individual, we avoid the common pitfall of shared accountability, which often leads to confusion, misunderstandings, and delays because no one feels fully responsible. This clear assignment means that there is always one person who has the final say and the ultimate responsibility to ensure the task is completed correctly and on time. This clarity significantly speeds up decision-making since everyone knows exactly who approves the work and who should be contacted if problems arise or escalations are necessary. To put it in perspective, take financial reporting as an example. While finance staff members are responsible for entering and compiling data, the Chief Financial Officer, or CFO, is assigned as accountable for guaranteeing the accuracy and timeliness of the entire report. This approach not only enhances oversight, but also strengthens the organization's control mechanisms. It encourages a culture of ownership, where individuals understand their precise responsibilities and feel motivated to deliver quality results without passing the buck. Ultimately, RACSI's clear accountability assignments promote efficiency, reduce ambiguity, and improve the overall performance and reliability of processes within an organization. Decision rights are essentially about who has the authority to approve, reject, or direct actions within any given business process. These rights are critical because they define who makes the final decisions and who guides the process forward. In the RACSI framework, the accountable role is the one that typically holds these decision rights. This means that accountability is closely tied to decision-making power, which helps centralize authority and ensures there's a clear owner for each decision. This clarity is vital in preventing conflicts and confusion that often arise when multiple people believe they have the final say. When we clearly define who holds the decision rights, it significantly speeds up workflows by eliminating delays and bottlenecks caused by unclear or overlapping approval responsibilities. For instance, in a contract approval process, the legal department's role is usually to be consulted, providing advice and ensuring compliance with regulations. However, they do not have the final authority to approve the contract. Instead, the procurement manager, who is designated as accountable, holds the ultimate sign-off authority. This separation of duties makes sure that decisions are made efficiently without sacrificing the necessary checks and balances. By explicitly clarifying who has what decision rights, organizations not only streamline their operational execution, but also reinforce adherence to organizational policies, reducing risk and enhancing overall efficiency. Clear decision rights create a smooth, accountable process that everyone understands and can trust. First, you need to identify all the critical tasks and process steps within your scope where clear role definitions are essential. This sets the foundation for your chart. Next, make a thorough list of all the individuals or groups involved in these tasks, reflecting the current organizational structure and responsibilities. When assigning roles, it's important to designate exactly one person as accountable for each task, which eliminates confusion about who owns the outcome. Then, determine who is responsible for carrying out the actual work. After that, identify the consulted roles, those who provide expertise or approvals, and the supporting roles who offer assistance or resources. Lastly, specify who needs to be informed, meaning they receive updates but don't actively participate in the task. Once you assign all these roles, review the chart with the relevant stakeholders to ensure everything is accurate, agreed upon, and ready for smooth implementation. Before you start creating your RACSI chart, it's essential to lay a solid foundation by gathering all relevant process documentation. This means collecting detailed information on every key task and sub-process involved, allowing you to paint a clear picture of the entire workflow. Once you have this documentation, the next step is to actively engage with your team members. Conduct interviews or workshops to gain valuable insights into how roles are currently divided and how work processes flow day to day. This interaction helps uncover the nuances and real dynamics within the team that documentation alone might miss. Alongside this, take time to analyze your organizational structure carefully. Understanding the reporting lines and hierarchy is critical because it enables you to accurately identify who the key stakeholders are and what responsibilities they hold, which is vital for the RACSI chart's accuracy. Following this, you'll need to catalog all tasks and associated roles meticulously. For instance, if you're working with a product development team, you'd list tasks such as design creation, prototype testing, and marketing preparation. Then you'd assign these tasks to the right people, whether engineers, testers, marketers, or managers, making sure every role is mapped to the correct activity. This detailed cataloging ensures no tasks or responsibilities are overlooked. All of this thorough preparation is crucial because it guarantees that your RACSI chart truly reflects the operational reality of your organization. By capturing these details correctly, you set a strong foundation that makes role definitions clear, practical, and effective, ultimately helping your team function more smoothly and collaboratively. When using RACSI charts, there are some important pitfalls to watch out for. First, avoid assigning multiple people as accountable for the same task. Having more than one accountable individual can create confusion about who really owns a decision, which undermines accountability. Secondly, limit the number of consulted roles. If too many people are consulted, it can slow down the process and create unnecessary communication clutter. Another key point is to regularly review and update your RACSI charts. As roles and workflows change in your organization, Failing to keep the chart current can make it irrelevant and less effective. Clear communication is also essential. If team members don't fully understand the roles and their importance, you risk resistance and inconsistent use. Finally, staying aware of these common issues and actively avoiding them is crucial for maintaining a successful and sustainable RACSI implementation. One common challenge in adopting RACSI is employee resistance to change. People often feel uncomfortable when their familiar work habits are disrupted by new role definitions. To overcome this, it's important to communicate clearly why these changes matter and how they benefit everyone. Another issue is maintaining and updating RACSI charts. Without a designated owner or process, these charts can quickly become outdated and less useful. Assigning responsibility and setting regular review cycles help keep the information current and relevant. Leadership commitment is also crucial. If leaders are not fully on board, it can sap enthusiasm and limit the resources needed for successful implementation. Strong endorsement from the top helps drive adoption throughout the organization. We also need to be careful not to overburden specific roles, particularly those labeled as consulted or supporting. Putting too much on these individuals can lead to burnout and reduce overall effectiveness. So balancing workloads is essential. To address all these challenges, proactive change management is key. This includes clear communication of the benefits, consistent leadership support, and establishing accountable roles to manage ongoing maintenance and training. With these steps, RACSI can remain a powerful, valuable tool for the organization. To keep RACSI charts effective, it's important to establish a regular routine for reviewing and updating them. Scheduled reviews ensure that the roles we assign remain accurate and reflect any changes in our operations or team structure. Gathering structured feedback from both users and stakeholders is key, as it helps us identify practical challenges and areas where the charts can be improved. As tasks evolve and roles shift, making timely adjustments keeps the charts relevant and useful. Additionally, holding quarterly cross-departmental meetings focused on reviewing the RACSI charts fosters collaboration and continuous improvement, ensuring that this tool stays aligned with our organization's needs. Validating and updating RACSI charts is absolutely essential to keep them accurate, relevant, and truly useful. The first crucial step is validation. This means carefully checking that every role, responsibility, and assignment listed is not only correct, but also reflects the current reality of the team or project. Validation isn't just about ticking a box. It's about ensuring the chart remains a reliable, trustworthy tool that everyone can depend on. Without this step, outdated or incorrect information could lead to confusion and inefficiencies. Equally important is engaging all stakeholders in the process. When everyone involved takes part in reviewing their assigned roles and responsibilities together, it fosters a shared understanding, builds consensus, and creates a strong sense of ownership. This collective agreement is critical because it increases commitment to the roles defined and reduces the chances of misunderstandings or conflicts later on. Whenever there are changes, whether due to staff turnover, organizational restructuring, or modifications in processes, it's vital to update the RACSI charts promptly. Waiting too long can create gaps in responsibility, cause tasks to be overlooked, or result in duplicated efforts. Keeping the chart current helps maintain smooth workflow and clear accountability. Finally, conducting regular reviews is a best practice to ensure ongoing role clarity and relevance. For example, some project management teams schedule monthly meetings specifically to revisit and review RACSI assignments. This habit helps everyone stay aligned, understand their evolving roles, and adapt quickly as the project or organization changes. By treating the chart as a living document, teams can prevent confusion, improve communication, and keep their operations running efficiently. To successfully introduce RACSI in your organization, start by clearly communicating its purpose and the benefits it offers. This helps build interest and minimizes any resistance from your teams. Next, hold focused training sessions to get everyone familiar with the model and show them practical examples of how it works. After that, launch pilot projects in selected departments. These pilot projects serve as a testing ground to refine the process and prove the value of RACSI. Throughout this phase, it's important to collect feedback so you can continuously improve both the charts and the overall approach. Lastly, securing leadership buy-in plays a critical role. Leaders not only help drive cultural acceptance, but also provide the necessary resources for success. For instance, a healthcare company began by applying RACSI to its patient intake workflow. Once that proved successful, they were able to expand the approach across the entire organization. Technology plays a crucial role in how we manage RACSI charts, making the entire process much more efficient and effective. It's not just about creating these charts, but also about maintaining and sharing them with ease. Thanks to technology, we can avoid the traditional hassles of manual updates and miscommunications. There are a wide range of software solutions available that cater to different needs. On one end, we have simple spreadsheet templates like those in Microsoft Excel, which offer a high degree of customization and flexibility for RACSI mapping. On the other hand, specialized project management platforms such as Asana and Monday.com provide intuitive, user-friendly interfaces that support real-time updates, easy collaboration, and integration with other tools and systems, which is especially important in today's interconnected work environments. These technological tools bring several key benefits. First, they significantly boost communication by ensuring that all team members, whether co-located or working remotely, have immediate access to the most current version of a chart. This reduces confusion and errors stemming from outdated information. Additionally, they provide robust version control capabilities, so changes are tracked and easily reversible if needed. Accessibility is another important advantage, as these platforms usually allow access from multiple devices and locations, supporting cross-functional teams working together seamlessly. Moreover, technology makes ongoing maintenance of RACSI charts much more manageable. Instead of cumbersome manual edits, updates can be made swiftly and shared instantly with all relevant stakeholders. This continuous update process keeps the chart relevant and aligned with evolving project needs, maximizing its utility and effectiveness. Ultimately, technology not only simplifies the administration of RACSI charts, but also enhances collaboration, accuracy, and transparency throughout the project lifecycle. When training your team on RACSI roles and responsibilities, the first priority is to ensure everyone truly understands what each role means and how to apply the model effectively. It's not enough to just explain the theory. Combining that with practical exercises helps build both confidence and skills. Collaborative workshops are particularly valuable. When teams work together to create RACSI charts based on real projects, it reinforces learning through hands-on experience. Using real organizational scenarios makes the training more relevant and encourages team members to start applying what they've learned right away. Finally, don't forget to schedule periodic refresher courses to keep everyone up to date and help new employees get up to speed smoothly. To improve collaboration using the RACSI model, we start by clearly defining consultative roles. These are the individuals or groups whose insights and feedback are crucial before any decisions are finalized. Next, we identify supporting roles. These team members assist those who are responsible by providing tools, resources, or extra help, but they don't make the final calls. Promoting transparent exchanges is key. This open communication helps build team cohesion and reduces misunderstandings that come from vague role definitions. It's also important to clarify exactly what's expected from each role. When everyone knows who consults, who supports, and how their input influences the outcome, the whole process runs much more smoothly. Finally, applying this approach in real-world scenarios like construction projects makes it tangible. Architects act as consulted specialists by providing detailed plans early on, allowing procurement staff in supporting roles to secure the necessary materials right on schedule. This practical example shows how RACSI enhances teamwork and keeps projects on track. Cross-functional teams bring together professionals from a variety of departments, each with their own unique expertise and perspectives. This diversity, while highly valuable, also adds a significant layer of complexity to workflows and project management. Because these teams span different functions, it becomes absolutely essential to have crystal clear role definitions to avoid confusion and ensure smooth collaboration. That's where RACSI responsibility charts become a powerful tool. They offer a structured approach for outlining roles by specifying exactly who is responsible for doing the work, who is accountable for the final outcome, who should be consulted for their insights or approvals, and who provides support during the operational phases. This level of detail is not just helpful, It's crucial for reducing overlaps and conflicts that often arise when multiple departments try to contribute to the same project. It also helps identify and eliminate bottlenecks that can slow down progress when responsibilities aren't clearly divided. By clearly assigning these roles, everyone on the team understands their specific contributions, as well as how their efforts fit into the broader goals and processes. For example, think about product development teams, which typically include engineering, marketing, and finance departments. Without clear coordination, tasks can easily be duplicated or neglected. RACSI charts address this by explicitly defining which department owns each task, when their approval or input is necessary, and when they should provide support. This careful coordination not only streamlines collaboration, but also improves accountability and ensures that shared objectives are met efficiently and effectively. When embedding RACSI responsibility charting into workflows, the first step is to align RACSI with your organization's existing processes. This means integrating it with tools and protocols you already use, such as project management systems, quality controls, and communication routines, ensuring a smooth fit rather than an added burden. Embedding RACSI from the very beginning of a project sets clear expectations and creates a solid accountability framework that everyone understands and follows. This early integration helps RACSI become a natural part of workflows, making it easier for teams to adopt and allowing for ongoing monitoring and adjustment of roles as needed. As projects progress or priorities change, it's important to recalibrate RACSI roles to keep them relevant and clear, which supports efficiency and keeps stakeholders engaged. Ultimately, incorporating RACSI into daily routines boosts ownership and accountability, minimizes confusion, and enhances the overall quality of execution throughout the project lifecycle. Assigning consultative roles effectively involves a careful balance between gathering rich input and preserving decision-making agility. If we involve too many people in the consultation process, it can lead to prolonged timelines because of excessive feedback loops and what's often called decision paralysis, where progress gets stuck waiting for too many opinions. On the flip side, not consulting enough people risks missing out on critical insights or important approvals, which can lead to errors or flawed outcomes in the final product. So, striking the right balance is essential to keep things moving smoothly without sacrificing quality. To do this well, the first step is identifying who really adds value to the process. This means focusing on stakeholders or subject matter experts who bring essential knowledge, relevant advice, or necessary perspective related to the task or decision. It's not about involving everyone who might have a vague connection, but rather those whose input genuinely affects the quality and success of the outcome. Once you've identified these key contributors, it's important to limit the consulted roles to just these essential participants. This targeted approach ensures that conversations stay focused, meaningful, and efficient, preventing unnecessary distractions or delays. For example, imagine a software deployment project. Here, including the IT security team as consulted is vital because they ensure that the deployment complies with important data protection and security standards. Their expert advice directly impacts the project's success. Meanwhile, other departments that have no influence on security or software functionality, such as marketing or facilities, should be excluded from these consultations. By doing so, you avoid involving irrelevant voices that could slow down the process without adding value. This focused consulting strategy helps streamline communication, keeps decision-making agile, and safeguards the project's progress without compromising on quality or thoroughness. It's about making every consultation count and ensuring the right people are in the conversation at the right time. In RACSI responsibility charting, the consulted role includes individuals or groups whose expertise is actively sought before any final decisions are made. They don't carry out the tasks themselves, but provide essential advice, technical input, or validation that helps ensure the outcomes are sound and well-informed. On the other hand, the supporting role is all about assisting those who are directly responsible. This could mean providing resources, logistical help, or other forms of support that make it easier to complete the task efficiently. It's important to understand that both consulted and supporting roles are distinct from the roles that execute the work or hold accountability. Yet, they are just as crucial to the overall success of the project or process. For example, in software development, The quality assurance team is often consulted to test features and catch defects early on, while the IT support team acts as a supporting role by managing infrastructure and handling technical issues behind the scenes. This collaboration helps ensure a smooth, high-quality delivery. Supporting roles in the RACSI framework play a vital part by providing the necessary resources, tools, and assistance that help those responsible for tasks to work efficiently. It's important to understand that these roles don't have decision-making authority or direct accountability for results. Their main focus is on making sure that all operational needs are met quickly and effectively. Correctly identifying and assigning these supporting roles is crucial because it ensures that support is reliable and timely, preventing any disruptions in the workflow. For example, administrative assistants often manage scheduling. Technical support teams keep equipment running smoothly, and external vendors provide specialized services. In event planning specifically, logistics teams act as supporters by handling transportation, venue setup, and supply management, which allows the core team to focus on event content and engaging attendees. When organizations assign supporting roles accurately, it leads to smoother workflows and higher quality task execution overall. When we talk about managing informed roles, it's important to first understand what these roles entail. Informed roles include individuals or groups who need to stay updated on the progress or outcomes of tasks, but are not directly involved in making decisions or executing the work. To manage these roles effectively, we need to set up communication channels that deliver the right information accurately and in a timely manner. The goal is to keep them informed without overwhelming them with too much data or repetitive messages. Transparency plays a crucial role here. When we keep informed parties like executives, regulatory bodies, or neighboring teams fully transparent about project milestones, risks, and achievements, it helps everyone stay aligned and maintain trust in the process. For example, sending monthly status reports to senior management allows them to stay aware of progress and challenges without getting involved in day-to-day decisions. This approach ensures they have the necessary insights to support the project appropriately. By carefully managing these informed roles, we maintain engagement, build trust, and promote organizational coherence, all while avoiding the pitfall of overloading stakeholders with unnecessary details. This balance is key to smooth and effective communication throughout the project. The informed role in RACSI responsibility charting refers to those who need to stay updated on progress, decisions, or final outcomes, but don't directly influence or carry out the tasks themselves. This role is crucial for transparency, ensuring that key stakeholders are kept in the loop and aligned with objectives, without necessarily being involved in day-to-day actions. To support this, communication strategies must be tailored to deliver relevant updates in a timely manner, helping maintain oversight, compliance, and confidence among stakeholders. A common example is senior management, who typically receive updates on project milestones, budget status, or performance indicators. This information allows them to make strategic decisions or allocate resources effectively without getting into the operational details. By structuring communication this way, we promote organizational unity and enable informed decision-making across different levels of the hierarchy. Role confusion can cause significant problems, from interpersonal conflicts to delays and inefficiencies in projects. To tackle this, it's essential to first identify where role ambiguity exists and understand its impact on the team's dynamics. One effective tool we use is the RACSI chart. This chart clearly defines who is responsible for doing the work, who is accountable for the final outcome, who needs to be consulted for input, who provides support, and who should simply be informed of progress. By setting these definitions up front, we clarify expectations and boundaries, which helps to reduce disputes. When conflicts do emerge, especially between departments over task ownership or authority, the RACSI chart acts as an objective reference. It points directly to the designated accountable and responsible parties, speeding up conflict resolution, reducing friction, and maintaining organizational discipline. Ultimately, this clarity keeps teamwork strong and projects moving forward smoothly. To truly gauge the effectiveness of RACSI implementation, it's essential to systematically track performance metrics that reveal how role clarity and process outcomes have improved. These metrics are not just numbers. They provide valuable insights into how well the organization is functioning after adopting RACSI. Some of the most important metrics to monitor include task completion rates, which tell us how efficiently work is being done. We also look at the frequency of errors or the need for rework, because reducing these can save time and resources. Another crucial metric is how well the project timelines are adhered to, since staying on schedule is critical for meeting business goals. Additionally, stakeholder satisfaction levels offer a qualitative perspective on whether the changes are positively impacting those involved, and tracking these before and after RACSI adoption helps us measure real progress. Collecting and analyzing this data is incredibly beneficial. It allows us to see clearly how defining roles precisely leads to better operational efficiency and fosters stronger collaboration among team members. When everyone knows their responsibilities, it reduces confusion and overlap, which naturally improves workflow. For example, a manufacturing company that introduced RACSI charts experienced a significant 20% increase in on-time delivery performance. This isn't just a small improvement. It directly translates to better customer satisfaction and potentially higher revenue. Moreover, using these empirical measurements enables organizations to quantify the benefits of RACSI in concrete terms. It's not just about feeling things are better. It's about having solid evidence to back that up. This data helps identify areas that may still need refinement, ensuring continuous improvement. Plus, it supports making a strong case of maintaining or increasing investment in responsibility charting as a key process improvement tool as the positive impacts become undeniable. Overall, tracking these metrics offers a comprehensive way to measure, understand, and enhance the value that RACSI brings to an organization. When implementing RACSI responsibility charting, it's crucial to align it with the existing organizational culture for it to be truly effective. In hierarchical cultures, where authority and decision-making follow a clear chain of command, the accountable role takes center stage, reinforcing those expectations. On the other hand, in more collaborative or flat organizations, like many found in Western countries, there's a stronger focus on consulted and supporting roles. This helps promote participative decision-making and encourages resource sharing. Customizing RACSI to match cultural values not only increases acceptance, but also boosts its overall effectiveness. For example, companies in the Middle East often emphasize clear accountability lines, reflecting traditional authority structures, while firms in Europe or North America tend to prioritize input and support roles to foster teamwork. By understanding and adapting RACSI to these cultural nuances, organizations can ensure smoother integration and achieve more sustainable performance improvements. When we talk about driving process efficiency, one of the most powerful tools is clear role clarity, and RACSI charts are key to achieving this. First, by clearly assigning roles, we eliminate duplicated efforts. This means no more wasted time due to uncertainty or tasks slipping through the cracks. Everyone knows exactly what they are responsible for. Second, RACSI helps optimize how processes are executed by defining responsibilities for each step. This streamlines both the main tasks and support activities, making workflows smoother and faster. Third, clarity in roles prevents confusion within teams. People understand who needs to act, who supports them, and who should be kept informed. This reduces interruptions and helps teams stay focused on productive work. Take customer service as an example. Clearly defined roles speed up responses to client inquiries because there's no overlap or repetitive communication. Ultimately, this detailed role clarity boosts overall efficiency, enhances customer satisfaction, and ensures better use of resources throughout the organization. It's a straightforward approach that drives real, measurable improvements in how work gets done. Here we have a case study of RACSI being applied in a multinational technology company, specifically IBM. As a global leader in technology and consulting, IBM faced the challenge of managing a complex product development project that spanned multiple countries. To address this, they implemented the RACSI responsibility charting method. The primary purpose of this implementation was to clarify roles and responsibilities among cross-functional teams that included various departments and regions. By doing so, it ensured everyone knew their specific duties, which greatly improved collaboration. In practice, design and coding tasks were assigned to those responsible, while accountability for project milestones was given to designated accountable individuals. The legal and compliance teams were consulted to keep the project aligned with regulations. Engineering units provided critical supporting resources, and executives were kept informed with regular updates. This clear, structured role assignment led to stronger collaboration, fewer conflicts over responsibilities, and interestingly, it sped up project timelines by 15%. RACSI proved especially effective in managing teams spread across different functions and geographic areas, making teamwork smoother and more efficient. Finally, this example highlights how RACSI can be very practical in large, complex environments like IBM's, improving coordination and efficiency without compromising confidentiality. It shows that when roles are clearly defined, even the most intricate projects can run more smoothly. Let's recap the key learning points. First, mastering organizational role clarity using RACSI responsibility charting gives you the power to define, communicate, and enforce precise roles for every task or project function. This clarity sets a foundation for everything else. Next, assigning one accountable person per task ensures clear ownership. This approach reduces confusion, prevents delays, and allows decisions to be made quickly and confidently. Another important aspect is the role of consulted and supporting team members. Their involvement encourages collaborative input and ensures the right resources are available, which ultimately improves the quality of the results and strengthens team cohesion. Additionally, having explicit responsibility mapping enhances efficiency by avoiding duplicated efforts, bottlenecks, and missed tasks. Finally, it's essential to regularly review and update RACSI charts to keep them relevant as the organization and its processes evolve. Transparent communication around these roles further promotes openness and active collaboration among all stakeholders. Together, these points demonstrate how RACSI can transform role management and boost project success. These are the key references that form the foundation of our discussion. The Harvard Business Review article on the RACI model was especially valuable, as it thoroughly explains how to clarify roles and responsibilities within projects, making sure that everyone knows who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. Cleland and Ireland's comprehensive book offers an in-depth look at project management structures, highlighting the critical importance of defining roles clearly to ensure smooth project execution and avoid confusion. The PMBOK guide by the Project Management Institute is indispensable, providing standardized terminology, best practices, and detailed guidance on assigning roles and responsibilities, which helps maintain consistency across projects of all sizes. Kerzner's book introduces a systems approach to project management, presenting broad techniques for planning, scheduling, and controlling projects, with a strong emphasis on responsibility assignment as a key part of effective project control. Gray and Larson bring a managerial perspective, focusing on accountability and the process of managing roles throughout the project lifecycle, which enriches our understanding of leadership and decision-making within project teams. Lastly, it's important to highlight a notable gap in regional professional development materials, particularly for the Middle East, Africa, the Far East, and the UK. This lack of localized references points to an opportunity for further research and tailored approaches to project roles in these diverse cultural and organizational contexts, which could greatly benefit practitioners working in these regions. I want to highlight a few important points regarding this content. First, please remember that this material is designed solely for training and internal use. It should be used with caution, as there may be errors or inaccuracies, and the author cannot be held responsible for any decisions made based on this information. It's important to apply your own professional judgment when considering the strategies or techniques presented here. Also, this content is not a replacement for specialized legal or professional advice. If you encounter complex legal or regulatory matters, be sure to consult with qualified experts. Lastly, while we worked hard to provide reliable information, there's no guarantee of completeness or accuracy, so please keep that in mind as you use this material. Thank you all for your time and attention. I appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Feel free to reach out if you want to discuss anything further. Thanks again.